Ancient Greece was a magical time. The Greeks were highly known as pioneers in architecture, and their sculptures still to this day are some of the most recognizable sculptures in modern-day art. There are three types of columns: the Doric, Ionic, and the Corinthian. The Doric column, more flat at the top but more sturdy, is somewhat more of a plain column and is considered a lower class column. Ionic had more elegance to the top but much thinner than the Doric. This style was used in more eastern Greece. The Corinthian column was the most elaborate one of all. It had beautiful detail, amazing sculptures, and was strictly used for Roman empires. Of course, we all know that Greece is known for the Olympic Games. These games were invented in honor of their gods. The most famous games were held at Olympia, southwest of Greece. These games were completely surrounded with men for men. No women were allowed to attend the games. There were many different types of races, sacrifices, wrestling, and boxing. Much of the art was done by mosaic, marble, dried clay, and bronze. They also used a lot of sculpting methods known as the lost wax method. They also had a unique pottery design. They used terracotta with either a black figure vase or a red figure vase. Minor arts as coin design, pottery, and gem engraving. The Greeks also had a unique pottery design. On a black figure vase, the terracotta pots were painted with black figures, and the red figure vases would have just the opposite. The black vases with red figures were usually of gods or goddesses, battle scenes, hunts, and maybe some ritual imagery. They were very intricate paintings. One of the most noticeable, other than the different columns used on many homes and large corporate buildings, is the pediment. It is the triangular structure, usually at the face of a building or temple, that has a very elaborate relief carving of gods and goddesses, and this too is also used in many architectural forms today in the modern era. One great example in Greece is the Parthenon. The pediment on the east narrates the birth of Athena from the head of her father Zeus, according to Greek mythology. Most of the pediment was destroyed before anything could be documented. Some of these pieces were pieces of art that could never be reproduced, replaced, nor reinvented. Some of the pieces that are most noticeable to us would be the Winged Victory, otherwise known as the Nike, the Venus de Milo. Venus depicts Aphrodite, the Greek goddess of love and beauty. It's a marble sculpture with no arms, but history shows that they believe she did have arms at one point because there is a hole under her right breast that contained a metal tenon or tube that would have held her arm in place and then draped below her waist and onto her knee to hold the fabric and robe on her body.